I'm going to pray that this recording does not decide that it just does not want to work this time. But what's up, guys? King Crisis here. Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Guys, we're 50 subscribers, 45 subscribers away from hitting 4K. And I want you guys to know that, obviously, it's not a lot of subscribers, but for me, it's a lot of subscribers. So I want you guys to know that no matter what happens, I will try my absolute hardest in order to get us there. I will not stop until we are there. I want you guys to know, and even when we do get there, I'm still not going to stop. Please tell me none of you expected me to. But look, I don't think I'm not good at naming characters. So you guys can comment down below the names for the characters who I'm going to be creating. But a good 99% of the cast is going to be Classroom A. Alright? Well, look at this. We're going to cover real quick the main races that are going to be introduced in this new world. The obvious race is going to be the humans. But the humans are going to be a subspecies, believe it or not. Humans are a subspecies of mages. Mages consist of witches, warlocks, wizards. They're all part of one race. And that race is a mage, which is a human who's gained access to magic. I'm going to say this. When it comes down to it, a good 60% of the human population does not have access to magic. But in every single continent on the planet, well, not every continent, but on the continents on the planets that hold humans, out of the whole entire continent, only a good 6,000 would have magic. Which sounds like a lot, because, you know, that's actually a lot of people. But when it comes down to it, this is the Earth we're talking about. 8 billion people. Obviously, in this fantasy world, it's only going to be around 4 billion people. But 4 billion times however many continents I make it in this new planet, in this new world, isn't a lot. But it is pretty good if you ask me. So, the first species is a mage. The next species are elves. Now, I didn't really cover the elements, so let me cover the elements of the humans. I'm sorry I messed that up, but y'all understand, people make mistakes. The humans are able to control fire, lightning, water, and wind. Those are the basic human elements. They also have sealing spells and other techniques, but those are the elements they're able to control. With the elves, who are technically, I'll get into that later. With the elves, their magic control comes down to sound, animals, nature, and a little dust manipulation. Those are the powers of the elves. On top of this, they have healing. I'm more or less mixing the elves and the fairies together because I just found that to be pretty cool. The next species, vampires. Now, vampires are going to be humans who are cursed by mages. Simple process. By using a lot of dark, and I mean a lot of dark magic, the vampires were created. The vampires are ruthless killers, okay? Pure-blooded killers. They have very simple powers. Enhanced strength, speed, durability. They have control over a small portion of their original magic, which means that if they were a mage, which is rare, but if you were a mage and you became a vampire, this is going to be it's going to be like a 6% chance of this being possible. But there's a 6% chance that you get to keep your magical powers. But other than that, most of the time they don't. The powers, like I said, enhanced strength, speed, durability. But vampires are going to have the abilities to control bats at will. They're going to be able to enter through shadows, teleportation, flight, and invisibility. These powers seems like they're not a lot, but I'm telling you, these people are going to be so strong. Like, it's going to be, I'm actually going to put them on par with the round, I'd say. Lowest I'm going to put it is Dragon Ball level. Why am I going to be making these characters this strong? Well, it's not even much going to cover the actual My Hero Academia story into much later, because I may or may not actually still make it a My Hero Academia based story because it's My Hero Academia. But obviously, those are the vampires. Now, those are the 3 species. And once the class, when they enter, they will become one of the 3 species. And it does not matter. The summoning process works this way. They will still be marked as a hero, and their job will still be to protect the kingdom, but they'll come in as one of these species. So this video will start off during, I'd say, a few months, no, matter of fact, about a couple days after the sports festival, you see the sports festival ends up kicking off the same exact way with the original timeline. With everyone picking their interns, suddenly the room will go quiet. Everyone in class 1A is all talking, but no one can hear them. No one can hear each other. They all start just looking around like, can you hear me? They all start screaming before they all hear a voice. Silence. Everyone in the room suddenly felt like they had to shut up, and they would do so, all being silent. As a man would walk forward, an old man. My name is Tomura, and I am here to give you guys a request. More like I'm begging, but my people need your help. A great evil is coming, an evil that tramples and destroys and makes any other evil we've ever seen look like nothing. And what just happens to be this evil? The Nephilims. The what? The Nephilims. Half demon, half angel. We recently learned the existence of the two clans, but it turns out they came down to us to warn us of the Nephilim. The Nephilim are coming, and they're here to wage war on our people. With the last remaining power from the angels and the demons, they sacrifice each other. Both races sacrifice themselves, all billions of them, in order to save us all from the Nephilim. The sacrifice for all of you. All of you were marked with the power of the heroes. You heroes are the ones who are going to save us. And why don't we do that? It just doesn't make any sense for us to help you. We don't even know you people. Are you even from Japan, America, or, I don't know, India? No. We're not of this world. You're aliens? Kaminari would say, no, we're not aliens. Then we don't know who you are. You're going to gain more power, and your time in our world will feel just like a mere second for the outside world. So if you do help us, your lives here will not be affected. As a matter of fact, you'll keep all your battle experience. Hell, you might even keep your powers. But you will instantly return back here. And when you return back to this exact spot, all your power will remain with you. Please, just tell me that you're willing to help us. The Nephilims. Explain them, as I would say. I am here! What the hell? Aizawa would immediately turn and look at All Might. What are you doing? Toshinori Yagi, you're interfering with a very important situation. I suggest you leave. Who is this guy? He's some... not important. Fuck it. You're here? That means you must be marked, because only those who are marked can enter. Take a seat. Aizawa would say, you're gonna be here for a minute. All Might is immediately refusing, and Deku then would say, but All Might, this is perfect. We get to help and save people. They're threatening. Well, not threatening. They're trying to send you to a different dimension. You understand it, correct, young Midoriya? Of course I do. And you want to accept it? Of course. Fine. I guess we're gonna go with Izuku on this. After a long discussion and a lot of talking, a lot of convincing, giving them all types of giving them all types of stuff that basically anybody would ask for, because I know me, if you're trying to get me to go to a whole different dimension, I am going to ask for some things in return, but I forgot the word that I'm looking... Oh, benefits, there we go. All types of benefits in the world, and of course they're giving them. So, suddenly, they all would appear in the world, and when they all appeared there, the first thing that was handed to them, like literally the second they spawned in, were weapons and a sheet of paper. Now these weapons will range, but I'm not going to make anything crazy. No guns, because it's a fantasy world. They're going to be kingdoms, shit. Guns don't exist yet. But the point is, everyone there were given weapons. Now some people will have the same weapons, but they'll all be different. Like, they will all be very, very different. But anyways, as everyone received their weaponry, everyone looked at Deku. Deku didn't receive a paper. On top of that, Deku was just looking a little different from the rest of them. Deku had a bunch of tattoos covering him, tattoos that were not there at first. And when everyone see him, they would immediately claim that he must be something else. They sense nothing but pure dark magic from him. A tainted magic, an evil magic. They would claim that Deku was chosen by the Nephilim. He was sent in as a spy. From the moment he was born, he was sent into their world as a spy. The mages would immediately imprison Deku. And once they imprisoned him, they gave him no food. Everyone else in class when they wanted to help Deku. But of course, over time, this is an isekai. That isn't gonna last. The females cocked up a plan. They end up revealing this plan to the king. The king name is Cryo. King Cryo. Ruler of the land of Sarah. Oh, almost. Oh, I was about to butcher the life out of it. Oh no, Seratonia? King of Seratonia. Anyways, after coming up with the perfect plan, they will let Deku out, explaining how there was a mess-up. None of the other males in class when they were made aware. None aside from a few. These people being Bakugo, Tsukuyomi, Todoroki, Mineta, and that's it. Matter of fact, yeah, that's it. So these will be the only people, along with a few females in class 1A. The females who will know will be Mina, the Invisible Girl. Hell, that's basically the only females in the class, now that I think about it. So just Ochako, Mina, and the Invisible Girl. So this, them being the only ones who are aware of the plan, ends up going through with it. So, Ochako comes up to Deku. As she sit there and talked with him a lot, she explained how she felt really bad for Deku. A long conversation is had. In the end of the conversation, she reveals her true feelings for him. Blah blah blah, smoochy smoochy smoochy. She declares her love. In the end of the night, blah blah blah, screams, shouts. She falsely accused Deku of rape. When this happened, everyone in class ran in and saved her. Ochako had all of her clothes off. She used a magical spell, a very basic spell that was taught to her by the king, a magic spell that is based off wind magic called Tear. This spell does it. It used little blasts of wind that rip apart basically anything. And it was a very low version of it, so it looked like it was ripped by like just pure physical strength. So once this is done, immediately All Might, being the hero that he is, and has all been the heroes that they are, immediately put Izuku down. Now, obviously, All Might, trusting Izuku, does not believe that he, raped Ochako. But over time, he began to think about it. The kid's madly in love with her, like psychotically in love with her. It wouldn't surprise him if he did. When Izuku hears those words, obviously his heart is broken. I mean, that's his master talking. After such a long while, All Might he starts believing in Izuku and starts putting all of his trust into Ochako. This kills Izuku. All Might explains how, ever since they got here, they haven't been able to access their quirks. But he looks at Izuku. I'm still in my stronger form, which means that this magic is able to fuel one for all and keep me in this form. But you, return one for all to me at once. Izuku looks at All Might. He was saying, No, I didn't do anything. All Might would immediately just place his hand on him. Return one for all. Izuku looks at him. He'll lay his head down, pluck out a piece of hair. The process is complete. Once this is done, the mages would all lift up their hands. For blah 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 against Ochako Uraraka, you are hereby exiled, never to return again. Izuku gathered his things and left. When Izuku left, he walked off. Suddenly, what spawned in his hand? A piece of paper. You gotta be kidding me. Izuku would say out loud. Now it wants to spawn. What? Izuku begins to read the paper. You've received this paper because you are the chosen one. And since you are the chosen one, you were immediately banished from the kingdom. Come to this address. And if you don't, you'll come here either way. It's your instinct to arrive here. Once you do, all of your things will be here. The things that the rest of your friends achieved the moment they spawned in, you'll get them in a few days. If you can survive, which, well, you will, but if you can survive, you'll have even more rewards. Izuku seeing this, he walked off with the paper, all this newfound information. Oh snap. As he walked off, he ended up entering an alleyway. Later on that night, he slept there, until he was woken up by guards. You are Izuku Midoriya, correct? Izuku would nod. Immediately the guards would draw their weapons. We will walk you to the border gates. If you try anything, we will kill you. Izuku tries one more time, just one more time, to tell him that he didn't do anything. But the guards explain, look, even if you didn't, you're exiled, and we will do what we must for our kingdom. So, what we must do is leave. Well, make sure that you leave. Get out and leave now. If you attempt to stay, we will kill you. Izuku immediately gathered his things. You'll regret this. No, we won't. As Izuku begins to walk off, he begins to think, my whole life, I was put down by everyone. My whole life, I was hated by all of Hero Society. Every single day of my life, everybody has always been after me. Bakugo. Everyone in my class, hell, my own father. As he walked off, Izuku began to ball up his fist tighter and tighter and tighter, where there he felt it. One for all. Suddenly he's pulled into a black void, where there sat down the users all on thrones. Let me guess. More people to accuse me if we know you didn't do anything. Izuku. Welcome to the Vestius world. All Might has attempted to take One for All back. We refused your transaction. Wait, what? We refuse to return to All Might because we know you've done no wrong. One for All can only be transferred if the user agrees and if we agree. We did not agree. Therefore, you have not lost One for All. But it seems your sudden return of your quirk allows you to use it, which is good. You're going to need your power. You're going to be alone out in the forest for however long. According to the paper, a couple days. We don't know if it's accurate or not. Look, if what the man said is true, you're only going to be here for what? Technically 1 second? Izuku, we're going to want you to live out your life. But we're prepared to train you. Right here, right now. What about my actual body? Oh, you'll be vulnerable. The second user says, I'm not gonna lie, you'll be very vulnerable. But in the end, you'll be strong enough in order to use One for All. Are we agreeing or are we disagreeing? He asks the other users. Of course we're agreeing. So, I'm gonna teach you how to use Black Whip and Smokestream. Currently, those two are your most important quirks in order to survive out here. Considering the fact that we have no idea what type of creatures reside in there. So, for Izuku, months went by. To the outside world, a couple seconds. And I say the outside world of the mystical, magical world. Anyways, after this, Izuku's learned at this point perfect control on how to use Black Whip and Smokestream. Once this is done, he'll say, is there anything else? There is, but you'll learn that later. Now, go out, fight, defeat those creatures, and find this little hut you're supposed to go to. You see Izuku immediately run into the forest. As he ran into the forest, you'll see him draw his blade. This just so happens to be a little blade that he ended up taking from one of the guards. Of course, after, his whole process with Black Whip training was finished. After taking the blade, he had used Black Whip in order to wrap up the guards and leave them there. When this happened, it only ruined Izuku's reputation more. But as he unsheathed his blade, he ended up slicing down a monster. This monster just so happens to be on a level 4. Now obviously it's going to be a level system, and this level system isn't going to be just for the heroes, it's for everyone. So know that all types of people across the world have a level system. The difference is that for them, they don't unlock skills at certain levels, they just learn them. For heroes, the higher they get, the more skills they develop, and they can also learn skills and create skills. Also, heroes have their own skill tree, they have their own skill menu. They're able to customize themselves and choose what class they want to be. Obviously, there are always going to be pre-programmed classes, so they can only choose one of their 3 classes, but more or less they can choose their classes. Anyways, you see Deku. He rushes forward and immediately slices at a level 6 bear. This level 6 bear looks at Izuku and just growls at him as he lets off a sonic roar, immediately throwing Izuku back. Instantly, Blackwood starts flowing out of his hand. He immediately shot Blackwood forward as the monster instantly splashed right through it and ran forward towards Izuku. As it ran forward towards Izuku, it jumps upward into the air and goes in for a slash. Izuku ends up instantly catching and immediately shooting Blackwood right through his stomach. When this happened, Izuku got a bunch of experience points, about 6,000. Bringing Izuku even closer at this point to reaching level 7. Yes, the training with the One For All uses boost Izuku level by 5, which doesn't seem like a lot, but in this world, it's actually a whole bunch. On top of that, he, just like this alone, he actually got a boost. A boost which is going to be way bigger than what his classmates are going to have, because by the time period when the first arc happens, most of them are only going to be on level 16, and Izuku's going to be in like the 20s. Anyways, you know what? Since you're only going to be level 16, I'll put Izuku at level 30. So, 100% real, he's 14 levels. He's going to be 14 levels ahead of them at pretty much all times. So anyways, Izuku launched himself forward. And immediately as he ran and killed a bunch of monsters and ate for days, he ended up arriving inside of a hut. It took you a long time to get here. Seriously, I actually expected him to be here faster than that. Shut up. Fine. Izuku Midoriya. It's a pleasure to meet you. Who are you? Izuku would say. I'm Samael. This is Michael. What? But those are biblical angel names. Yes, it seems that from your planet, we're very well known. What's important is who you are. You were not chosen by the heroes of that world. Obviously, we did choose all of y'all, but you were chosen specifically because you matched exactly what both of us wanted. Exactly what I wanted, mostly, but with what both of us wanted. We wanted you to be just right for the occasion. You've been chosen exactly the perfect choice for this mission. We want you, and only you, to eradicate the Nephilim. You see, the others are chosen there in order to be underneath you. Obviously, they ended up betraying you, so that didn't go as planned. But what's important is their races. You see, they have been chosen to be one of the 3 primary races. We knew that the moment you spawned in, you would become one of them. But we're here to also turn you into a Nephilim. What? You'll be the first of your kind. You'll be something called a tribrid, a very rare species, and it seems you became an elf from the moment you arrived. This means you're an elf. You kept all access to your quirk, and now you will be a Nephilim. For simple terms, you're only going to be called the tribrid. We're not going to complicate it. We're not going to give you no actual title, just the tribrid. This will give you access to dark magic, light magic, hellfire manipulation, and holy water manipulation. I want you to understand this is going to be just a stupid crazy combination. Along with your basic access to magic, this may or may not make you a god. Okay. Do you accept this? Of course I do. Now mind you, the two of us are not at our strongest. Izuku looks up at him, but it says you guys are both level 60. Indeed, we're weak. Weak? Izuku would say. You guys are level 60. I'm level 7. Crazy. Before we gave most of our power in order to pretty much summon you guys and change races, we were at an even higher level than this. And that was... what was it like? In the thousands? We were in the thousands. The thousands? The thousands. But how? I don't know. Training, many years of running our own kingdoms. Wait, kingdoms. So there's no God, there's no supreme being above you? Obviously there is. There was. Yeah, long story. What's important is the fact that now you're gonna be the man. Once we're finished training you, you'll become the most powerful being to ever live on our world. But I'm not a vampire. I'm not an elf. Oh no, you are an elf. You're not human. What? I don't look like an elf. That's because you're literally from a different dimension. We couldn't really perfectly make you guys look like the elves of what you guys imagined them to look like. But have you not taken a good look at your back? How will I look at my back? That's a good point. I didn't think about that. Go in the mirror. You see those tattoos across you represent your change. And specifically in the center of your back are wings. Those wings have yet to grow. And once your wings grow, your tattoos will fade. And when they fade, don't panic. Well, you're gonna panic. Why? Because it's gonna hurt a lot. You're not helping Samael. I don't have to help. I'm here to cause problems. You'll start your training now. Here's your sword, here's your equipment, here's all that bullshit. When Izuku picked up the sword, suddenly he saw his stat points rise. His strength rose by 10 points. His speed rose by 3 points. His IQ didn't rise at all, but his durability rose by 27 points. Izuku saw this. Wait, what? Oh, I forgot to mention, those are called sacred weapons. The sacred weapons are bestowed upon you guys specifically. Of course, those are not the only sacred weapons in this world. Those are very important sacred weapons because they are bestowed upon you guys, who just so happens to be heroes. And heroes have a very big boost. We cut back on over towards the kingdom, where there you see Ochako and all the others just laughing about what they did. As all comes in the room, I can't believe Izuku did that. As he takes his seat. I know. It makes me feel sick. You guys want to work with me on how to use these chains? Immediately they would all nod. As immediately Aizawa and the rest of the class will go outside to the training grounds. So my weapon just so happens to be a chain. According to the paper, my species is vampire. Wait, if your species is a vampire, what is your elemental types? Aizawa will look forward and say, well, according to them, since I am a hero, I was automatically selected with an element. And since I was chosen to be a vampire, I kept my quirk. My element is lightning. I'm able to control a red lightning that temporarily cancels out the magic of another user. Of course, if someone is massively powerful or at a massively higher level than me, it isn't going to work. But if you're at a lower level than me, or a level, I'd say, if you're 5 levels below me, it will only cancel, weaken your magic. But if you're anything less than that, it will immediately cancel out your magic. So you have lightning manipulation in that. No, there's apparently more powers since I'm a vampire. I just simply haven't unlocked them. Okay. Did you learn how to use your lightning? Of course I have. It represents my quirk. All I have to do is stare at the chains long enough. So Aizawa proceeds to activate the red lightning. Immediately, he began to spin the chains before shooting them towards Ochako. Ochako would immediately duck as instantly the chains end up wrapping around Mina. As Mina is held, immediately Aizawa would say, okay, how do you feel? She'll say, like I'm getting older. What? Aizawa would say, like I'm getting older. What do you mean like you're getting older? Specify. I feel my bones growing. Aizawa then would suddenly deactivate his magic. Interesting. It seems to have that strange effect. He looked at Mina's arms, they seemed to look normal. It made you get weaker. You look tired. I am. What the fuck? She would say. Okay. Ochako, show me what you learned to do with yours. She would say, well, according to my magic type, I have a powerful fire magic and a very strong wind magic. But it seems that my wind magic actually kind of really just engulfs my fire magic. Or according to the people, my two powers actually don't align. I figured that because I had fire, it would actually be strengthened by the wind, but incorrect. In this world, that isn't how it works. Apparently, when I infuse something like wind and fire, it's uncontrollable. Interesting. Then that means I'll work on you now. There just so happens to be sub-elements, correct? Actually there really isn't. But according to the people, there may be a possibility of us being able to access sub-elements. But the most a person ever gotten with a sub-element with fire happens to be explosions. And it seems that that's the only sub-element of fire, but that's mostly because they really haven't reached it. And there's a point that you'll be able to reach lightning with your fire. I don't think so. Lightning seems to be its own separate element. And actually, do you think you'll be able to reach electromagnetism? What? Electromagnetism. That's a very important thing with, like, you know, lightning. I think that'd be really cool if you'd be able to, like, if you were to ever get blinded somehow, be able to see electrical currents. As I was sat down and thought, like, so when you close your eyes, you'll still be able to see your targets. Wait a minute. I didn't think about something like that. So then this time period, all the other heroes and students were trained. With All Might training with the males and Aizawa training with the females. After a bit of training, Bakugo would just stop. We've been training all damn day. When do we get to kill something? Why do you always talk about killing something? Because I want to get stronger. And according to those people, we have to kill stronger things in order to get stronger faster. So how about we just blow up some fucking monsters? Bakugo, how are you gonna blow something up without access to your quirk? I got fire. I can set them on fire. You didn't answer my question. How are you gonna blow them up? I don't know. Bakugo would say. But most importantly, I want to get stronger. As Bakugo points his sword towards All Might, and I don't get any stronger, that means we're gonna have us some problems. Kaminari immediately walk forward. Yo, calm down. Bakugo just looks at him. Or what, Mr. Shield? Kaminari would go quiet as he looks down at his shield. Hey, it's pretty useful. Fairy, then Bakugo would say, hey, earth magic is overpowered. You're so annoying. Bro. Why is he always so angry? Kirishima would say, it's Bakugo, just get used to it. Kaminari, have you got any developments? Honestly, I have a lot of developments. I mean, I have a lightning magic. My quirk was based off lightning. Not based off lightning, my quirk was lightning. I'm actually, if being honest, I'm probably even stronger than what I was in class 1A because I'm not being hurt by this lightning. It isn't making me any dumber. It's not burning or any brain cells. I truly feel better. You know something that's a shame, All Might would say. Kaminari, who a couple of days ago was one of the weakest in the class. Weakest of the males. One of the weakest. I mean, you're obviously above him, points at Sero and Ojiro. But now, you're not. You're even better than all of them. So, We can get this through. I mean, Kaminari doesn't really have a very cool weapon. He has a, what is this called, a bind? Which is really just a skinny spear. Well, skinny spear, it weighs less for me, specifically, of course. When anyone else picks it up, it's pretty heavy. And on top of that, I'm able to really move faster with it. It's a bit built for balance and speed. Alright? It's not really made for anything crazy. Just get it the fuck done, he'd say. Immediately, he proceeds to blitz off. And now we cut back on over towards Deku. Deku is seen easily clashing with Samael. You seem to be stronger than Michael. Oh, I'm not. We're actually equal. We were kind of always equals. As easily he ducks and dodges an attack. So you admit to being his equal? Of course I do. Now, Serpent Zone. He will suddenly say, suddenly Izuku enters a dark zone where snakes begin to rise up out of the ground. Okay? I think you went a bit overboard. I didn't go overboard yet. I'm still holding back against you quite a lot. But this is a test to see how brave you are. Obviously, you failed it. Suddenly the snakes will lower back down. Look, I'm your teacher. I'm not gonna kill you. But if I feel like that you're becoming useless, or I feel like that you're starting to get in the way, I'll remove the power that I gave to you. And no, we'll give it to someone in class 1A who we feel like is deserving of it. What? You're... Seriously? Yes, seriously. Obviously, Michael probably won't remove his portion, but I'll force him. Because once mine is removed, I'll be so much stronger, it won't make any type of sense. Hell, my level will rise by a good, let's say, 2,000? Probably even 3,000. Actually, 2,000 and about 940. Fine. We cut back on over towards class 1A. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing that a lot. But anyways, as we're all seen laughing and talking, suddenly the sky turns red, and falling out of the sky will be a ball of fire, and walking out of it will be a gigantic horned creature. Everyone would immediately scream, Minotaur! As y'all take off running. What is a Minotaur? Are you dumb? Todoroki would say it's a half bull, half human person. But the king never mentioned anything about Minotaurs being a race. Well, that's because monsters aren't considered their own race, a knight would say. But these monsters aren't normal. You see, monsters normally live off in the forest alone. They never enter kingdoms. Aside from the ones that were captured by the Nephilim and turned into legitimate threats to us. That's why he's red. That's also why his horns are going to be golden. And why he's running towards us. Running towards us. Bakugo says he looks up and sees the Minotaur. Finally, something to kill. He would instantly run forward towards it, jumps up with his sword being coated in fire. Hell slash! He would yell. He proceeds to slice the Minotaur clean through. The Minotaur would have blood pour out of his chest before it turns and looks at Bakugo. Huh? Bakugo says suddenly he's backhanded and sent flying. The Minotaur rushes forward and immediately punches Bakugo dead in the stomach. A shockwave goes off and Bakugo is sent flying dead into space. Yes, space. As Bakugo is sent flying into space, he literally floats there as a hand touches his back. You're an interesting one. Bakugo's picked up confused. He's in space, but he seems to be breathing. You may be wondering how you're breathing. He didn't punch you into space, he punched you to me. Hi, I'm the Nephilim Argos. I'm the Nephilim of space. You're interesting. I like this one. What should we do with it? Did you just call me a it? Yes, I did. I mean, you don't mind, do you? Of course I mind. Too bad. I mean, to me, you are it, so get used to it. It sounds like you want to fight. You can't even defeat the Minotaur. All you did was give it a little stretch. It's supposed to be bleeding. It was bleeding. But of course, I told it to allow you to cut it. And right now, it's currently terrorizing your kingdom and fighting that kingdom's knights. Obviously, it's sad when even some of that kingdom's knights are stronger than 80% of your class was supposed to be heroes protecting it. Listen, I'm not the strongest one of my people. As a matter of fact, I put myself at number 4. But what's important, I want to make an alliance with you. The kingdom is the kingdom. I'm supposed to be a hero protecting them people from you. You're not protecting them from me, exactly. Protecting the people from my people. And if you make this deal, we'll make you even richer. If you just slaughter everyone in the kingdom, your classmates, of course, once you get powerful enough. And suddenly, he'll say, think about it. And the more you think about it, the more I'll be able to communicate through your mind. And once you agree, the message will be communicated to your classmates. Everyone who refused will then be considered your enemy. Are we understood? Good. As suddenly Argos throws Bakugo back down to the planet, when he lands, you'll see the Minotaur turn blue. As it turns blue, it will turn and look at Bakugo. You have yet to decide, which means that you are currently an enemy. The Minotaur would say, which means this. Any of your friends who try me will die. Anyone who comes near me, aside from, well, a basic citizen, will die. The Minotaur then would turn to its regular color and fall on the ground unconscious. Everyone who sees this, many mages would stop the people from coming close and they would immediately examine it. This is interesting. They'll say it seems to be put underneath some type of spell. A spell that takes control over it. Is there anything we can do about this? This is a problem. Clearly it's a problem, sir. But what are you going to do about it? Exactly. Sit down. As I will walk forward, my quirk, well, my magic, it couldn't do anything against it. It couldn't because the Minotaur was a level 35. It was too powerful. Way too powerful. A creature on that scale, you guys won't be able to fight until, I honestly give you guys some months. Months. We couldn't over towards a time skip. At this point in time, Izuku has now reached level 30, like I just said. And the rest of class 1A are all in the levels of 16 range, as suddenly would fall out of the sky zombies. These zombies begin to attack small villages. As Samael and Michael would tell Izuku to go. He's like, aren't you guys going to come with me? I'm not able to. There's a spell around preventing me from entering. But, who knows? Things may be able to change. So, Izuku picks up his sword. Well, then he looks at it. The sword is now coated in light, with little bolts of lightning surging off of his sword. In case you're wondering, those bolts of lightning is not lightning magic, but one for all. But because I wanted to, why not? But he ends up booming off. Immediately, for anime time zone, he arrived at the kingdom. Once he entered the kingdom, he will see a bunch of his classmates protecting a bunch of the villagers. Obviously, most of the villagers are saved, and to eventually falling out of the sky will be 2 creatures. The first one will be the same exact Minotaur, which confused a lot of people because they know it's the same Minotaur, because Minotaurs are very distinctible. Even though they all are the same race, they're very much so noticeable from the others. And the next creature that falls off the ground is a griffin, which is just a combination of a bunch of creatures. Well, animals actually. But the 2 will let off a roar, and once they roar, immediately they will rush forward. Many students within the class when they try to double team it, but even together they're not enough to defeat these monsters. Of course, 2 of them together is equal, or actually a little bit stronger than both of them, but it didn't matter. The Minotaur let me create sonic blast. The freaking creature to unleash a blast of fire, roars of wind is just really busted. Until everyone saw as suddenly a beam of light shot forward and immediately struck the Minotaur and sent it flying as a wave of darkness hit the griffin. It seems to be that both of you guys are created from different magics. That's good. As suddenly nature would shoot up out of the ground and immediately wrap around them. As Izuku draws his blade, I'll finish you guys off. Izuku hears a roar as the Minotaur rips out of the vines and immediately will rush forward and instantly slash Izuku dead across his stomach with the axe. Izuku is sent flying as there's a gaping wound, blood pouring out of it. He will look at him. That hurts. As his stomach begins to heal. Oh, that hurts so fucking bad. It don't matter though. Damn. Took a lot of health. I probably won't be able to do something like that another 2 times. Hey, class 1A brats, I'm gonna need 2 of you. Help me now. Why would we help you? We should just let you die now. Well, if you don't help me, then that kingdom will be destroyed. We handle the zombies, you damn nerd. What makes you think we can't handle you? The fact that you can't even handle these 2, yes, I'm able to create 3 powerful spells strong enough to hold them. Only for a few seconds. That's all you're able to do. Duh. You're a girl? Sis, Izuku would say, turning and looking at the Griffin. Yeah. Interesting. I figured you would be a dude, but okay. You sound like a man. I'm not saying. Immediately, the Griffins would rush towards Izuku. The Minotaur doing the same. Immediately, Izuku would jump upwards into the air, spin, and slash the Griffin. The Griffin's neck is instantly tore open. If I can't bring them to Samael and Michael, he would think, I'll just bring Samael. If Samael and Michael can't enter the kingdom, I'll just take these 2 creatures out of it. As immediately Izuku would suddenly sprout out wings. These are not fairy wings, just so happen to be wings of light. Follow me. As instantly he flies offwards. As he flies offward, immediately black tendrils begin to come off of Izuku. Black Whip! He would suddenly yell. As suddenly Black Whip shot out everywhere and immediately lashed onto both of them. As this happened, Izuku flies at full speed, but the Minotaur starts breaking free. As All Might sees it, he jumps forward, summoning his spear, which just happens to be like a really big spear. But as he summons his spear, he instantly slashes the tail of the Griffin, which is a snake tail, by the way, and sliced it clean off. I'm not gonna make no roars, y'all, but just know it screams out in pain. As it screamed out in pain, All Might would immediately land and boost forward after them. Minotaur! Izuku then would say, I don't know what you got to say to me, All Might, but right now is not the time. All Might then would say, wind magic, gravity boost. Instantly, he boosts upwards into the air and yell, look, alright, what you did is wrong. I understand that. But right now, it's important that I'm here to help you. Fine. Izuku would say, as All Might and him will hold on till the Griffin and the Minotaur say fly dead out of the kingdom. Once they make it out of the kingdom, All Might will say, you shall have access to one for all. Is that all that you wanted? As Izuku would instantly duck an attack from the Minotaur and instantly slice across its stomach. No, that isn't all I wanted. As All Might would dodge and end up punching the Griffin across the face. You seem to be at a higher level than all the students. Well, I'm a grown man. I've slayed and killed people before. You call yourself a hero. I was doing the hero thing by killing them. Clearly not. Heroes don't kill. Izuku says he ends up ducking. Those people needed to be killed. People who are on Awful One's level, if not, honestly, a bit more psychotic, because at least he wanted to rule, they just wanted to destroy. As All Might ends up ducking, he ends up sweep kicking the Griffin and kicking it dead across the face. As instantly he would throw his spear into the air, as it immediately zoomed forward and slammed into the Minotaur. Izuku jumped upward and punched the Minotaur across the face. Immediately we cut back to the kingdom, where there you'll see everyone in class 1A just talking amongst each other, and suddenly all the zombies would rise back up. Brains. We'll take it from here, kids, a voice would say. Don't worry. Fingers would snap, portals would open up, and all the zombies would fall back. My name is Argos. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. Argos, what are you? I'm a vampire, obviously. How did you create that? Teleportation. Those of you who are indeed vampires will all eventually gain that skill. What's important? So I'm here to help you. Bucko ceases. That guy's enough of him, he would think. But how is he using vampire powers? Is it possible to be 3 species? In reality, Argos is indeed a Nephilim. He is not a tribird like Izuku. But what he's able to do, he's able to basically fake the magic of a vampire and is able to use spells that are only capable by vampires when he consumes their blood. This is very temporary and it does not last long. It'll last about a few months at most. And he will revert back to a basic Nephilim. And when he enters his form, though, he does lose access to his light magic and gain access to vampire powers. His level does lower a lot, but it isn't going to be crazy. Like, it only lowers a good 1,000 because he's going to be in the thousands. He's a Nephilim. He's going to be up there. Like, he has to be on the level of Samael, aka Lucifer, and has to be on the level of my boy Michael. He got to be on a level. I put him at a good 4,000. Yeah, he's at 4,000. But right now, he's not. So, honestly, with this, I feel like this is a good little spot to leave it off. This video's pretty bad just because this is my first time like making my own story. Please give me a break. And if you guys did not watch What If Deku Was Half Dragon, Half Vampire, please do. Guys, the thumbnail has been made for the movie. I would say by who right now, but that's going to be important in the actual movie. But I want to say the name. I just got to sign in order to see the name because, well, obviously I got to sign in. But anyways, the person who made the thumbnail names is if it don't load, bruh. Come on. You can do it. Vinny. Okay, yeah, the person who made the video name is Vinny. So with this, I said the video. Fuck it. I don't got time for that shit. I'm out.